Okay, boys, got a mic check. I see sound. I see audio. I think we're good to go. Welcome. It's Friday Night Frontline. We got a whole bunch of things we're gonna do tonight, but I don't really have an order. Probably gambling, of course. We got enough standard tickets up. We're gonna get hopefully, we're gonna get a Chongju. Welcome everyone who's here for when the stream starts. If the audio is a little weird, let me know. I was changing this like the settings for my microphone, and I tested it and it seemed good, but you know, it's hard to really know what it sounds like on your end. So if it's too loud or too quiet, feel free to say something. But we got our wonderful 416 here. Apparently I didn't know this, but I screwed up and I did not get 6 segments for her, so I guess my account is ruined. I don't know. That's what people keep telling me. I don't know. I didn't know it was a thing. I mean, I'm sorry. So yeah, well, that's where we're at. So man, we got so much stuff. I didn't realize there were going to be so many different things that they had like slated for us this week. My mic sounds a bit low. Okay, well, let me modify one thing real quick. It's weird because, see, I thought it was going to sound too loud because I actually turned up most of the settings instead of turning them down. Yeah, I know. I cut the game sound out. Just me and my lovely voice. Let me check. Suppression. I'm going to bump this up. This could be dangerous doing this on live stream, but I pray for your ears. Hopefully that got a little better, but not like blaringly loud. So we bumped it up a couple decibels, not decimals. We're going to try that and we're going to go with that. So we got, so man, God, so many events going on. The problem is really these streams need to be done on like Tuesday night because, like, for example, all these are closed. We can't do these. I know I want to do Boundary Push today. We're going to go through a couple of those because I really like this game mode. I don't think we're going to get a chance to go all the way to here, although these might be locked. I don't know. I haven't checked. So we're going to maybe do that. And then what else? We got Gunsmoke Frontline, which I don't know if anybody wants to even see that. Excuse me. It's the repeat boss from the first time. Y'all been doing it all week long, hopefully, for your platoons, so I don't think there's really anything to go over. I might do it just to show anybody who hasn't seen the power of the Segment 6 Klukai. Thanks for joining, Radical Link. We're about to do some gambling. Once again, I'm stalling for a minute or two here for anybody who wants to join the stream because, you know, YouTube notifications and all that nonsense. But yeah, whatever you guys want to do tonight, I'm totally cool with doing. So if anyone has something in particular they want to see, there's the challenge modes too unlocked. You know, don't look at the fact that I haven't done the story. I know I'm a fucking casual. But these unlocked, I don't know if we can do up to here because last time they were like time gated, but we could mess with that. Am I drinking Monster tonight? No, actually, dude, get a little different. Get some Baja Blast up in here. I slid on down to the Taco Bell before stream. Got some, you know, it's summertime, so it's you know, gotta have a nice refreshing summer drink. Yeah, hard mode is time gated. God damn it, why do they do that? Why do they do that? It's like they know that I want to stream, but yeah, the only reason I kind of wanted to do it this time around was because it is actually the final boss is actually level 60. I think it's still kind of a really nerfed version of it compared to what we saw in the expansion drills, but whatever. I wanted to do it. But anyway, we're gonna do all that. Let's do some gambling, dude. Let's do some gambling. You guys really don't know how much self-control it requires to not use like these standard tickets and stuff throughout the week as I accumulate them, especially when I'm so close to a character. So I just want you to know that I do this for you. So let's just not talk and let's just do it. Hopefully we see a bright light here. Oh, okay, well this is the beginning of, I believe this is the beginning of where the rate increases for soft pity. Like soft pity being at like whatever 70, I think, or yeah, 70. Click, 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 click. There's not really any 4-star stuff I'm looking for right now, so it's like, eh. Ew, that was kind of gross. All right, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Oh boy. All right, we got something. Well, I already know what it is because I lost the 50-50 last time, but is it the elusive double 5-star? Maybe. Maybe. That's not a 5-star. This is a prank. There it is. Alright, well we've seen, oh whatever, I'll just watch it. It's only 2 seconds long. She's got a pretty cool animation here too. Alright, so we are at now that I believe is segment 2. All the fucking 4-stars showing up. Another 4-star maybe? That was kind of a cracked pull. Got 3 4-stars in that. Alrighty, so let me check. I'm pretty sure that's segment 2. Like I'm 99% sure it's segment 2. Yep. So, and now I can cash in because there's no news on the horizon of any sort of like early Springfield pranks. Oopsies, wrong one. But there is news on the horizon of an early vector. So we're gonna grab us a segment 3 Chongju. Da, 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 da. Like warning me, it's like, are you sure? Are you sure? You sure? You sure? You're sure? You're sure? Wow, look guys, we did get the double 5-star pull. Alright, we just saw this. Alright, so there we go. We finally did it. Said 3.5 months after the game comes out, my account is bricked. I can finally start playing the game. I'm really excited. But, you know, I also, the problem is now I have to, like, actually level and use this little gremlin, and oh, God, every part of me just no, don't do it, but, oh, well. So let's do that. This is just more annoying notifications about this. Go away. And same thing here, calibrations. Nope, don't care about that. But we did it. So Chongju is now segment 3, so we can do the Chongju Sharkery combo. Lucky Duckling. I don't know. That's not really lucky. The only Chongjus I got were from the standard banner there, so I saved up a little bit, so I had like, I don't know, 100 or so pulls, and I went to hard pity on both of them. So yeah, this was not like, I didn't even have Chongju until they made those standard banner changes where you could pick the character you wanted off the banner. So like up until like a month or 2 ago, I was just pretty much oh yeah, it was last month, yeah, February, up until the Chongju like standard banner changes in February, I had 0 Chongjus on my account. So I'm hoping the Chongju mod key is dropped at the same time as the vector banner. I really hope so, and I don't know why they wouldn't do that. We're at this weird point where it's like we're kind of mirroring what they did for the Chinese releases on their server, but we're not like tied to them hand in hand. Like obviously we don't have some of the same characters we're missing. Oh god, I just remembered we're still missing Lana. Stay strong. Stay stronger, Nizzle. You can do it. You can do it. Don't cry on stream. Don't cry. Not here. Not here. Don't cry on stream. Okay. Yeah, so they're releasing the thing is like Chongju really needs that key to work correctly with Vector, and I don't see a reason why they wouldn't release it. Like, yeah, technically it's early, like that system's technically early, but then again, so has half the other systems that we've gotten. So, you know, yeah, I would actually put money down that they're gonna introduce that mod key system. Now the question is, what order are we gonna get the mod keys? Obviously, they'll probably give Chongju's, and then if I had to guess, maybe Deshevia's up front, because Deshevia desperately needs hers. I don't know who else would get theirs, because like there's a couple new ones. Like they could, like they just teased one for Nemesis on the CN servers, so there's a possibility we get it, but I'm gonna guess it's gonna be kind of as an as needed. Like I don't even think Tolol's gonna get hers. Like she desperately needs it, but she also desperately needs Springfield, because what her key does, those who are, I think I'm summarizing this correctly, but like Tolol's gives her more confectants, but it still makes it awkward because she still never has enough to, she gets these weird odd numbers. Instead of 2, 4, 6, she ends up with like 3, 5, and then she gets her extra turn. So she still needs Springfield to like quote top her off. So yeah, until Springfield comes, like there's kind of no reason to even give Tolol her key. So yeah, the big candidates would be Chongju for sure. Do I even have any cores for Sharkery? Yeah, I do actually, thanks to all the crazy events that have been going on. She's not a good example. I don't have her tree unlocked, but let's see how many cores I got. Yeah, I'm sitting at a nice healthy 16. I have to save some of these because Mishti is coming in another couple weeks, and I think I need to grab a couple for her. In fact, I know I do. So I don't want to blow through these too quick, but Sharkery, luckily she's a 4-star, so all of her stuff is only 1. I can't see, but these are all, I believe, 1 core apiece, so. Yeah, so you can use the Vector one immediately. Yeah, that's the idea, is that, so they'd be really dumb not to, and I don't know why they wouldn't, so. I spent 90 pulls on Kluke, and I'm still able to recover 60 in just a week. Yeah, dude, there's so many events going on, right? Like, I didn't even cash out all the I guess it'd be tech. No, not so like the store here gave like what, a bunch of these. It gave like a bunch of passes, and it gave. I didn't even buy these yet. Excuse me. Here's another 600. Part 2 will have another 600. There's 1200, right? And then there's that like login event, like the numerous login events. Here's like another 10, another 20. Yeah, this patch is stacked for stuff. That and even some of the other like this, not boundary push. Endless projections. These are giving like, how much do you get per each one? Not a ton, but 240. So yeah, a lot of keys floating around for, or collapse pieces floating around for this event. And then obviously the event itself, Aphelion itself, like just so many you get. Right? If this little graphic is to be believed, 6,000 plus. Yeah, Macchiato's key. That was another one. Thank you, Arlo, for pointing that out. Yeah, Macchiato's key, I believe that one switches it so that her alt, she immediately gets a bonus action after it. So she, like, doesn't waste her entire turn casting her alt and then just standing there for the rest of the turn. That is... It's kind of only needed for certain things, but it is very helpful because using it is... it's really annoying to use it and like give up your turn, because sometimes you really want to attack that same turn. And that also lets you have a nice smoother rotation with cold precision shot and professional tactics. You don't have to like take a turn off from doing one or the other. Oh yeah, the Gachapon web event. Thank you, Wooly. That was something we wanted to do. Yes, so thank you for reminding me. I saved up some. We're gonna do that on stream. We're gonna gamble while I gamble while I gamble. So I believe we come to here. Right? Or maybe not that. Hold up. I got it. I got the website up. I can't. I'm not gonna stream the website or like the web page because it gets a little convoluted. But let me see if I'm thinking as I think it was done in real time, right? So as I click the website here, you guys can't see it. You're just kind of have to trust and believe. I have 16 saved up, so we're gonna do a whole bunch of. We're gonna get 2 golden capsules. So I believe as I click these, I should get something immediately in game. No, maybe I'm lying. Oh no, here it is. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So obviously the first one I got was 2,000. We're gonna. I wish there was like. I wish you guys could hear some noise happening. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can. Hold up. Okay, that's not really helping, but. Oh, we're just getting basic stuff. I just want you guys to see me win, and what's the grand prize? An iPhone 16 or whatever? I want you guys to see me win an iPhone 16 on stream. Okay, well, we haven't won one yet. All right, this one supposedly is supposed to be a golden capsule. One more attempt. Hey, all right, not an iPhone, but you know, pretty close. Nope. No. There's some other decent prizes that are in here. I think there's like some. I don't know what a. Does it tell you on the little thing here? Oh, you get targeted access permissions? That would be sweet. First prize, which they're giving away, is Paritia's outfit, the tracksuit. And then a doll projector, which I'm assuming is a skin, like a pick whatever skin you want from the cash shop. I don't know. We'll see if we get one of those. Oh, 7 left. Oh, guys. Guys, I don't think I'm getting an iPhone. Nope. 4 left. 3 left. All right, now this one, supposedly according to the website here, should be a golden capsule. Let's find out. What is it? Whoa! See, you guys actually are seeing it in-game on stream faster than I'm seeing it on the website. Yes, targeted access permission. You know, the rich keep on getting richer. Okay, and we got one last one real quick here. Alrighty. Okay. Back to your normal... Wait, gotta switch that to this so I can see my stream dashboard. Easy. Easiest gotcha ever. That was the real prize there, was the 1 free ticket. That's going to be the free ticket that, I don't know, gets me like a vector segment or something. Yeah, because I think the next characters we're going to be rolling on, for me at least, on stream here, is going to be, we're going to get Michti, and then I think it's Vector in segment 1 of Vector. And then I don't know about, I mean, I think it's, you know, you never know what they have exactly planned, but I think I'm going to be grabbing Yuhi, and I'm forgetting who the third person on the banner was. I think it's Zhaohao? I think that's how you pronounce her name. The submachine gun water character, I want to say. I think I'm going to pass on her. I haven't looked too much into her, but, well, I don't know. We'll get to that point when we get to it. What do Vector segments do? So the big one for her is her first segment. It does 2 things. Pretty much, it just makes the boss. So her ult pretty much sets the entire screen on fire. Makes like an entire fire field, which is obviously good for burning enemies, but it also makes it so that every time an enemy takes, I want to say they take, I don't know if it's direct damage or fire direct damage, right? But every time they get hit, I want to say it's fire. Every time they get hit with a fire attack from an ally, for example, Chongju's follow-up attack or Sharkari's attack, they take a fixed amount of burn damage or fire damage, right? So what it lets you do is it's kind of like how Klukai's dot accumulates more and more stacks as you get hit with corrosion, only this, instead of accumulating stacks on the dot, just does a fixed amount of damage. And her segment 1 does two things that are important. One, it just essentially says, hey, all targets are now going to take 30% more fire damage. So it's like a 30% fire damage amp for the whole team, which is huge. And then 2, she also increases the number of support attacks the team can do. So now your Chongju, when she ults at full confectance, can do, count them, 5 follow-up attacks. And then I think that would even, don't quote me on this, but I'm like 90% sure that it also works for whatever Sharkery's one, or Wise support, whatever one that's from. I can't remember what ability that's from. Whatever ability that she has that lets her do, am I crazy? Is it a, oh, it's probably a Neural Helix one, right? Yeah, here it is. Okay. I think this one goes from 3 times a turn to 4 times. Don't quote me on that, but I'm like 90% sure that's how it works. So yeah, Vector segment 1 gets kind of wild for the fire team because these two just almost get in like an infinite cycle of follow-up attacks. And so you just want someone to just trigger them all. And then I forgot what the rest of her segments do. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they're relatively strong. But the segment 1 is the big one for sure. Sharkery is physical. Yes and no. Her this one's fire. And I think her follow-up is also physical, right? Yeah, this is physical. She's kind of weird, right? She's like kind of split. Yeah, this is all. Yeah, so Sharkery's physical. So I want to say that Vector's. You know, let's just give me a second here. Getting a little distracted, but if I can pull up my notes here. Yeah, Wise support is physical. Chongju's becomes fire damage with. Let me see. I want mostly because I want to check for Sharkery if she's got a key. Okay, yes. So I'm not crazy. Her expansion key, which is those Neural Helix keys, which I was talking about, that switches all of Sharkery's Wise support damage to burn damage. So it'll be right here in her tree, and this will make all of her Wise support attacks from this key switch to burn damage. And then Chongju has essentially the same thing. Chongju has a key, which double check. Yeah, action support now deals burn damage. So yeah, both of them get a key that's pretty much turn them into, like, you know, the 3 pieces of the Triforce for the burn team. And there's some other characters later on. I'm sorry, I'm switching between all these windows, and so the sound's cutting out. So you get to do all sorts of wild stuff with them. Okay, so let's stop messing around. I want to do boundary drills. These are so much fun. For anybody who hasn't done these yet, I am super ultra mega hyped for this game mode. As you can see, I've already kind of capped it out, but we're going to do... So there's 2 things you do, for those of you who haven't done it yet. This is like a little talent tree, which you expand and get cool stuff from. But there's 2 things. You do normal explorations here. Which you... Okay, we'll back up. First, you pick your difficulty here, right? Which, of course, you're a big pro, and you're going to always pick the hardest difficulty. Mostly because there's more rewards linked to the higher difficulties, obviously. And then you can do 2 things. You can do just like general exploration, which is this one in the bottom right here, right? Which is what it's telling you about. And that's where you can just get these like rewards, and you can just kind of use them. You can just do that to get these rewards, and then obviously once you cap out, you can't get any more for the week. When you enter the maps, as you'll see in a minute here when I do it, when you enter the maps will just be empty. There'll be no loot. But the other thing you can do is these bounties. So it took me a couple runs to figure this out, but these don't just, like, as far as I can tell, they don't naturally just show up on the map. You have to actually select which one you want to do. So we're going to pick this one here, and I am going to pick it. They always just populate your team with your strongest characters, which might not necessarily make sense. So let's do Let's do a Frost team. So let's do you as number 1. Where is number 2? Dush. Where's the Dush? Number 3, and then who's gonna round out this Frost team? I don't know. Don't really need anyone in particular. I don't know. Sure, you can fill a slot. Tolo. So you put together a team, then you launch the mission here. You silently wait. If we hit map. Now, if you didn't select one of those bosses, you won't see this little marker here. It'll just be like a blank open map, and you can kind of explore however you want to get those rewards that it showed. But since we selected a boss, we'll see that he's right here. So I got to go 1. Where am I? Right here. I got to go up 1, over 1, and then up 1, and that'll be his boss arena. And you get some extra rewards. This is the part that's a little weird. These are the quote delve permits. Essentially how these work is you spend 10 and you open up a room. So since I have 80, this is it. It's really weird that they put a 0 at the end of the number for no reason. I don't know. They do that a lot in like Asian style games, like thousands and hundreds. Just put zeros everywhere, and I don't know why. But you get 8. Right now I have 8. You can unlock more of these through the talent tree, but so this lets me go to 8 different of these zones here. You'll see. So like when I come over here to that, see, this is unlocked now. That's 1. That's one of my permits up here at the top, or 10. But yeah, so it'd be like 1, 2, 3, and you can just kind of use this to plot where you're going to go. It doesn't really matter from what I can tell, unless you're trying to get to a specific spot. Like for example, we're trying to get to this boss here. But if you're just like exploring in general to get loot, like, you know, it doesn't really matter which way you go. But yeah, I really like this mode. It's a lot of fun. The tutorials actually are pretty decent, right? They teach you kind of like how you can assassinate enemies, and like, you know, this is how the different like alert things. I really like running around as the characters, right? You can like swap between characters and do all sorts of. I don't have any like machine guns or anything, but see, since I've gotten all my rewards for the week here on the left, see it says checkmark, find 0 out of 0 supply boxes. All these areas are going to be empty, right? Normally there'd be like supply boxes and stuff. And like I said, they have cool things like, you know, you get the stealth mode to sneak past enemies. There's like ladders and stuff. Dude, I'm a huge fan of this mode. It is a little janky. Well, he says the janky and this is annoying. Yeah, it can be a little janky at times. Like there's some things that I'm trying to think of what. Like, so this is like one of the big things is like eliminating targets in the right order, right? Like, so like if you eliminate a target that's in like the detection range of another target, see, it's going to initiate combat. And so, you know, you can like assassinate and like kind of like teeter on the edge of like detection. It gets kind of weird. Like it's the same thing here. This should initiate combat, but this doesn't, right? Like this, it's not super intuitive. Like you kind of just have to sometimes, okay, if I can get to him, it's not letting me do it. There, sometimes you just have to like click around on the targets and be like, okay, this one's okay, safe to eliminate. In fact, I can probably just eliminate him because there's no one, like, see, it pauses time you do this, but since no one's like monitoring him, I can just shoot him right in the face. Have like a little Wild Wild West showdown there. But like I said, I really like this mode. I think it's really cool. There's like, the maps are like little mini puzzles to, like, for example, if you're trying to speedrun it, you don't have to, you can like strategically pick off all these enemies one at a time. In almost every single one of these like zones, like you can strategically pick off the enemies to like clear out each area, but most of the time there's just creative ways you can get around all the enemies without being detected and just snatch up all the loot and continue on. So like here, for example, if you were like a little undergeared, you probably don't want to fight this boss with all these ads, so you can just start like picking them off one at a time here. So we'll do this guy here. This is the jankiness right here, is, in my opinion, it's like when you're on top of something, right? Like if you have elevation, you're just God, right? Like nothing, as long as you don't shoot somebody who's being monitored by another target, like you can just kind of do whatever the fuck you want. Right, that one's, it looks like he's not on the edge, but then you just, like I said, then you just wait, and then the, you know, it's a little lame. Like some of the AI is just like, okay, well, everyone... Oh, wow, who was that assassinated all our friends? I don't know. Let's go back to lunch break. So that's the only jankiness, is like, this is kind of... It's almost like too easy. Okay, yeah, that's gonna... Because they're overlapping. But it does help you, like, kind of thin out the number of enemies you have to fight before you have to fight the boss. I mean, my characters are probably strong enough that we can just do this, right? So, like, I have a feeling we can just... Oh, I didn't realize the barrels were going to stay there. That's going to make it a little more interesting, but... Let's go ahead and... I don't know, Total, you just fucking do this. You'll crit, right? Will this set off a chain reaction? Tune in and find out. Let's do that. Yeah, because no one else is going to attack. So, like I said, it's kind of cool if your characters are a little under-leveled or under-geared. You can, like... I don't want to blow these barrels up. And I also don't want to stand out in the open. Whatever. Somi can take it. Do one of these. Ooh, it tickles. Yep. Probably just go ham on this guy and kill him. Can I hit both of these? Yes, I can. Greg says, I thought this one had to do until depth 11. Turns out all the rewards are max. Yeah, you don't have to. Going deeper just allows you to, and I'm not 100% sure if the depth resets week to week. We'll find out here in a second. Really? This guy didn't die? Sure. This guy will probably die to Macchiato's counterattacks. Not quite. But yeah, so like I said, if you have a strong team, you can just whatever, forget all the nonsense and just kill them. Now that was the elite for the bounty. I'm surprised it didn't ask me if I wanted to leave, because I technically can't get any more rewards because I've maxed out for the week, but let me just walk around here real quick. No, doesn't seem to recognize that I'm capped out. See, like, this is kind of an annoying... Oof, this is a lot of guys, and you'd have to... I said you're meant to, like, kind of dissect your way through these fights. Like, let's see if I can do this. So when you're in a bush, this is another part that's kind of janky. It's like there's a million people looking at you, but like nobody can figure it out. In fact, can I even... No, they are on alert. And then, like I said, then they all just go back to like not paying attention. So like when they're like super densely packed like this, it's almost just like a test of your patience, because you just have to kill them one at a time. See, then you wait, then you kill one, then you wait, then you kill one. But like you're like semi-invincible because they never actually come searching for you. Sometimes some of the mobile enemies that are on patrol will actually move, but like these ones that are stationary will never like move out of their spot. So, and then I think this actually takes me backwards, right? Yeah, it takes me back over here. You could like rinse and repeat this process. This is weird. They're not even... Can I just literally walk past? Okay. Yeah, so there's a little bit of jank, right? Like he doesn't have a detection thing, so you just literally walk right past him. And then yeah, probably the same thing over here, but we're not gonna. I think we've pretty much, like I said, we got another boss here, but normally these bosses here are just to protect treasure and stuff, but we'll do one more real quick. Let me see. If I blow that up, that doesn't even start combat. Just does a ton of damage. And then same thing on this one, right? Come on. Oh, I'm gonna hit myself, but that's okay. And then one more. So just kill the boss without even having to fight him. So I'm just gonna. We can travel back to places we've already been. I'm just gonna unlock a couple more areas with the permits here. I just want to see if there's something that like I said, I'm still kind of new to this mode as well, so we're just come to here, right? Just casually walk past these guys, like, hey guys, how's it going? Another boss, really? We're not gonna fight this one. Getting a little too crazy now. I just want to keep going until these expansion permits are used up, so that it'll probably got one more zone to go, right? Probably this way is the fastest. Oh, really? Come on. Do that. That won't trigger combat. It does. It is nice that it tells you when it'll trigger combat and when it won't. Come on. It says I can hit it. There we go. So this mode is a lot of fun. I really like it. I love being able to run around as like you can have your different team characters just like in like freeform mode. I do hope they continue to expand on it. Yeah, okay. So once you ran out of expansion permits, it did realize like, okay, yeah, you got all the treasure. You've used all the expansion permits. I don't know if that has anything to do with how much experience you get. And then, yeah, everyone goes on a 15-hour cooldown so that they have to like wait till the next day to do it again. So, right, and these are the rewards for the bounty. Sanguis surplus units aren't what they used to be. No, they're not. Ever since those ringleaders went on vacation, which they've made no mention of in the story, by the way. I find that interesting that there's like one little loading screen where at the bottom of the loading screen they mention that Sanguis Ferry got disbanded after their little like robot AI rebellion, and then all their like patents entered the public domain, but they never talk about what happened after you got the Griffin and Kruger got disbanded, and like what happened with the commander and all the ringleaders that he abducted and mind wiped. So, but anyway, this is a really cool mode. I'm really excited to see what they do in the future with it. I really hope they keep expanding on it. Like I said, it's a little bare bones at the moment. Like it's cool that you get to run around and like each little section is like a little mini puzzle map, and you can travel between the different areas, and then you accumulate these rewards over the course of the week. That's all really cool. And then this is okay, well, I can't show you, but as you go deeper and deeper in the depth, you unlock more slots to like pretty much auto battle this collection process. And I'm pretty sure this doesn't, I don't think the depth resets from week to week. Don't quote me on that. We're going to find out this upcoming week when it resets, but I think you always get to keep this depth. So starting next week, my slots for like how many different of these I can do. I wish I could show you, but I can't. That will still be all unlocked, so I can just have all my units just like auto battle and collect all these rewards if I don't feel like manually doing these maps. I think you still have to manually do the bounties though, if you want the bounty rewards, which, you know, there's collapse pieces, so why wouldn't you want them? All that stuff is probably going to be part of the future story, I would bet, after the PNC collab, Wooly says. Maybe, I hope. Because, yeah, there's like a big question mark as far as... I'm assuming you're talking about the Sanguis Ferry units and the ringleaders. Yeah, there's a lot of question marks. It's like, there's a lot of stuff that like the commander in the story just kind of has like a mind blank on, like, oh yeah, what were all those units that I rescued in the cloud? I can't remember. I don't know. I spent like, you know, that for those of you who still play Project Nero Cloud, they just finished up the last of the storylines for that. That was pretty dope. The new event that just finished this week, Glooming Finale, was peak content. Great story writing. A little sad at the ending though, but also kind of happy because, like I said, well, we know that we're getting a Project Nero Cloud / GFL2 collab, where I'm gonna assume they're gonna bring some of the units from Project Nero Cloud into GFL2. I hope they don't get the NPC treatment. I really hope they somehow get slotted into the roster, but we shall see. But yeah, there's, like I said, a big question mark on like, why does the commander not remember any of that, and like, how are they going to tie that storyline into it? Because that was kind of a major thing. And then also, yeah, the ringleaders, what happened to them? Same thing with like the Paradeus units that got abducted, right? Like, is Tarius ever gonna be in GFL2? I hope, but we'll never know. I don't know. What do you guys want to do? You guys want to do like the 2 challenge modes? Do you want to do... What else can we do? We got... I already did this. Yeah, let's do one of these. Because this I finally need to have more than one team for. Yeah, okay, let's do that. I said begin challenge. I clicked it 3 times. Well, he says Perscaria will have some answering to do if Persica gets out. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of... I don't know, man. Just I would say I mostly am interested in the collab because I want to see how they like tie all those strings together. Because yeah, there's a couple of characters where it's like, yeah, how are they gonna fit into the world, right? Like, so my understanding was like, Project Nero Cloud's Persicaria, right, which is the one you get in the game, right, the unit. That is in reality also it's not a T-Doll, right? It's just like a civilian unit, right? It's just a civilian android. So like, are they gonna like, is Persicaria the actual doctor? Is she gonna like sign over her personal assistant doll to like the commander and be like, yo, I gave her a gun? like I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm really interested to see. Like I said, I hope they don't get trapped in NPC hell. I hope they don't like bring them into the story. They like, you know, like there's this whole big like in-game reunion, and then they just like hang around the Elmo and just like, I don't know, make like, she just makes coffee for you and she's on like whatever, like the login screen. I really hope they don't give her that treatment. That would be, oh, that would be so sad. She deserves better than that. Okay, oh yeah, dude. I'm already in my brain scouting out how we're running over all these units. Okay. These units are all like level 40, right? Yeah, they're all little babies. What do I gotta do? Kill all the elites, capture control points. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Oh man, I can't get to this guy in the back here, can I? Nah, that sucks. Because I can stop. I'll be 1 tile short. Oh well, we're gonna kill all these guys and we'll just zoom again. And then if we come to here, can we get... Yes, dude, the map sweeper. So good. Such a good unit. If only she was segment 6, then she wouldn't suck. That was sarcasm. Sure, Macchiato. I want you to just come here and kill anybody who moves. Ooh, Willie has an interesting idea. Would support dolls be interesting, like a 5th or 6th slot member that doesn't fight and adds utility? Yeah, so for those of you who are following the game since ye olden days, they kind of had that. The commander had like a little combat drone that they would use. Like it was like a little, like, not really a UAV, but like similar to that. It's like, yeah, so I guess you could, I don't know. I actually would prefer that the units take like the Like if they bring characters from Project Narrow Cloud, I would actually prefer they take like an actual direct, like a direct role, right? Like recruitable units that you can use in game. I would, like I said, I don't want them to be sidelined. I don't know, do any of you guys even play Project Narrow Cloud? Am I the only? Well, I mean, obviously Wooly does. He knows who Persicaria is. But like, what? If I was to give you the magic wand and I said, hey, you can pick whoever you want to be in the game, who would you pick? I can't hit both of them, right? There's just no... Yeah, they're just a little too far apart. You get deleted. Sure. Oh, he's gonna get a cover save. But it don't matter. For Wooly, for GFL1 they were called Heavy Ordnance, yeah. Heavy Ordnance Corps. Or Hawk. Continue. Let's tag in the B team for this one, and then... Because we have a third one? Yeah, we got a third one. So let's mix it up. Let's do the beginning of my fire team. Sharkery's not built, so oops, oh well. And then, I don't know. Sure, Vepley, why not? And then... I did build my Peritia, but this team obviously is going to have little to no AoE, so Peritia won't be too useful. You know what I can do? Let's... I do want Macchiato in... Yeah, you know what? Just do that. Whatever. Whatever, it's not that serious. Arlo says I played a bit of GFL1 and I got bored and I only really started playing GFL2. Yeah, unfortunately, GFL1 definitely has shown its age. It is... The barrier to entry is massive, first of all. Right? Like, the people who don't have a good roster, like... I mean, you can still beat the game and complete the events and stuff, but, like, it's a lot less enjoyable. Oh, mega sad. I got no one to kill. Yeah, so the GFL1 does definitely struggle with, can I... Yes. Yeah, it's not very new player friendly for sure. And the gameplay is kind of... let's... I don't have to do anything fancy, right? Capture control, that's in space 3. So yeah, this is just another eliminate all the enemies on the map. Which I guess I can't do. I guess I can't hit this guy. So I need Vepley to run up next to this dude, throw a grenade down. Okay, I'll just kill him. I was gonna say just to unstealth him, but this will also kill him. Yeah, she still can't get him. That's unfortunate. Oh, Wooly Instructor Python. Yes, dude. I know, but we're breaking the gacha game rule of no non-waifus in the game. It's called Girls Frontline, not Bros Frontline, although I wish it was. They really should just, in my opinion, this is going to be a hot take, and I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for it, but in my opinion, they should just rebrand the entire franchise as, like, Android's Frontline, and just get away with the whole waifu thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the waifu aspect of the game. It's just, like, there are some cool other characters, right? Like, said, like, Python is really good. This guy is just... He's being real hard to get, isn't he? Yeah. I know I'm standing in the bad, but whatever. We're just gonna go all in to kill him. Because I want this idiot dead. But yeah, I would love to see some of the, like, the evil male characters in the game too. I say evil as in like, you know, they're, you know, I know that's a very hot take because, well, I mean, is it anybody who knows what happened with the, I don't want to aggro them, I'll just do this. Anybody who knows about the CN release for this game knows what happens once you start getting in the way of the waifu characters. People get a little upset. Can she make it? She can only hit one, but that's still good enough. From downtown. Boom shakalaka. Wonder if anybody even has any idea what I'm talking about. That's a reference to NBA Jam for the Sega Genesis. Was I not paying attention? Was I not supposed to do that? Okay. We're gonna continue. Okay, we're gonna find out. That was weird. I hope these next two elites are both in that map. I wasn't paying attention. I'm assuming that was the last targeted enemy I needed to kill. Let me see. Did I goof? There's one. The Giordano, as I like to call him. Hey, it's you guys, you Giordano here. Hey, what do you know? What do you know? It's a Chicago thing. It's for pizzas. Okay, yeah, that's both the guys I need to kill, right? Yep, and then 2 control points, which would be right there and right there. Cool. Okay, so we can still do this, no problem. And then, yeah, there's more than 7 enemies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dude, your boy can count? Are you guys proud of me? Say you're proud of me. My dad never says it. Be nice to hear it once. And then let's... Where's the star of the show? Klukai, it's your patch. You can cry if you want to. I think I want her to... I think she's going to come up here, zoom, kill these 2, and then zoom this way. Although that's super spicy to do that, because... I don't know where she gets... I don't know where she goes after she zooms over here. Alright, whatever. You know, you only YOLO once, as they say. Cool men sell as long as they have strong design and actual story relevance. Relevance? Yeah, I think so, right? Like, I think some of the... That's the weird thing, right? So GFL1 was like... All the collectible characters are obviously all waifus, but like a lot of the characters in the story that are interesting and cool are dudes, right? You got Javier, you've got Kruger, you've got Jay, you've got Kay, you've got, you know, there's so many. I mean, you could say Igor, but like he's a bad guy, right? So, you know, there's a lot of like cool male characters in the franchise, and they do a good job of writing them. So like to kind of like sidelight them all, like I said, it also makes it kind of weird, right? Because, yeah, you always get the question of, like, well, if these are all, like, android Terminators, why don't you have, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger-style Terminators? Like, why are they all, you know, cutesy girl characters? I really think this game would do great to have a couple, like, Pythons and stuff, like Constructor Python and, even, like, characters like Aki from Project Neurocloud. All right, I'm yapping again. I'm not playing the game. Let's see. Check and check. Ooh. Do I go for the free hit on this guy too? And then these guys are blocking, so I can't come this way and zoom back, unfortunately. Although 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I could. I end here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could. No, I can't because he's in the way. I can't end there. All right. Well, the dream is dead, boys. I think we just zoom to right here, and then we hop down and zoom this way. Yeah, Arlo says, the waifus are nice, but we need some homies too. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Homies over hoes. Homies over hoes. Do the homie. They don't actually do the homie. That's another reference for those of you who might be old enough to remember the Boondocks. I want to kill these two. The elite, yeah, whatever. Oh, die. You better die. Son of a... Okay, well, at least I can get behind some good cover. No, I can't. Really want to get right here. Whatever. There's not really any good places to be. She'll be protected by a shield, so it's not the end of the world. Let's do that. I stopped playing PNC right before I got to its version of Klukai. Who do you think are the PNC fan favorites? Ooh, man. I mean, I can tell you based on like who gets the most attention and who the fans thirst after the most. The problem, so like obviously there's EOS, end of service. But she is for sure a favorite just by all the attention she gets from like the community in game and for like story plot reasons. But she's another weird one, right? Like technically she doesn't. This is kind of spoilers, so for those of you who don't want Project NeuroCloud spoilers, cover your ears till we're done with this this map here. So EOS technically doesn't exist in the real world, right? Like she's purely an AI in the cloud. So I don't really know how they're gonna rectify that problem. I mean, the answer would be really easy, right? Dr. Persicaria is a huge bro and gives her a body, right? Like they make like a T-Dell body for her. That's how you get around that little issue. Oh, this sucks. I can't get up here. Okay, well, we're just gonna... actually, we're gonna do this. That way she can just whittle away their stability. And then... I think you come to here. Yeah, I think we do this. Because then... Oh, I goofed. You can't hit both elevations with this skill. Her ult you can, this skill you cannot. Well, I guess I could just blow both. Oh, I did it again, right? See, I thought I could hit both these guys. Well, I think we'll just put a whole bunch of stacks on this guy and we'll let the rest of the team worry about those two. You can come to here. Kind of jack this up. I shouldn't. I want to capture this now, but I know if I stand there, this guy's gonna light my ass up. Yeah, let's do the power of rewind. Because what I should have done was I should have stood here, got the same result. Now, because I ended my movement there and I did an action, this should capture. There we go. And now I can retreat back to a safe place. Safe-ish. I mean, she doesn't have any stability, so... But she'll still get cover save. Ow. Yeah, so there's, I'll say, other PMC favorites. Ooh, man. Hubble is kind of a favorite. Who else am I thinking of? Soul is a favorite. Can I have Sumi? Oh, she can't move. She's taunted. Which we can fix. We can just kill him like this and then she won't be taunted. I do have to be a little careful. I don't want to kill both these guys before I capture this. So next turn I have to make sure I capture that. And I lied. She wasn't taunted. She had already cast her ability because I wasn't paying attention when I was talking. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of PNC favorites. Don't die to the dot. Okay, thank God. Oh! Look at that! Oh! So close to miss. So close to throwing. Let's just end action. I'm afraid if I do an attack, he might die before it... Oh, motherfucker! Motherfucker, it just ended the map. No, no, this is bullshit, dude. This is fucking bullshit. Why did it just... Okay, so the second you capture both of them, you end the map. That's just... It didn't even give me a chance to rewind. That's so rude. Alright, well, we just do that whole thing again. That was so... We're gonna speed through it this time, though. Maybe with a little less misplays this time. What did I do last time? I came to here, right? Killed these two guys and then moved out of the... He will die to the dot. Yes, this time I 500 IQ'd that. And we wanted Suomi to come... I want her to come this way, actually. Because I want her to capture that. Actually, I'm gonna have Diane capture them. Let's do that. I could have her kill, but then what does Macchiato kill? Nothing. Right, because Macchiato... See, I was gonna speed through this, and yeah, I already goofed up. Whatever. We'll just shred some stability. Get comfy. You do that. I recall there was a lot of Aki thirst. Maybe. You know, that's not the community that I hang around, so I wouldn't know, but, he was a popular character, relatively. I mean, it's kind of, you know, he was like one of the first, like, male characters in the series, so kind of expected. Did Suomi manage to get to here? Yeah, okay, let's do that to break his stability. And then this should, with the... Ooh, no, with the action support, it's not going to. We'll just chunk him instead. Oh god, I did it again, see? I'm not infallible, boys. Want to do it on this square. In case of emergency, break glass and unleash Florence in GFL2. Dude, so it's funny you say that because Florence, or PA-15 for those of you who aren't familiar with who that is in Project Neurocloud. Dude, it's weird because they've been throwing some like pure fan service characters into this game. I think we'll start loading this guy up with damage. Or with dots. It's weird because, like, so the whole reason, as far as I can tell, the whole reason Belka exists is to be fan service, right? Because she's like kind of a nobody character. Ooh, is she gonna get clapped? No, she's not. So it's like, yeah, Belka exists just to be fan service, and then, to be honest, there's a couple other characters that kind of exist purely, in my opinion, to be fan service. So it's weird that the most fan servicey of the fan service characters, which would be PA-15, is not in the game. And she is very popular for obvious reasons. And she doesn't... See, that was a 400 IQ play I just did there, right? It was totally intentional. Alright, so I need to kill both these guys before I stand on that extra tile over there, so I don't mess this up a second time. And then you come to here. Make sure this guy dies this time. This time we actually do want him to die to the dot. I swear to God, if it just ends the map, I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna nerd rage on stream. Okay, we're good, guys. But yeah, it's crazy to me that PA-15 is not in this game yet. Like I said, the whole reason Belka exists was so that they could give her that semi-slutty Halloween costume. It's like, bro, you've got someone who's known for that. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. We did it. Okay. Oh my god, dudes, we've been doing for an hour already. Oh, so these are all available right away. Damn, oh man, I would have liked to get to the boss tonight. But I've been sitting here yapping about PA-15 fan service for an hour. Does Hatsuchuri, I think it's, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Hatsuchuri, I think is how you pronounce it. Does she have a real world equivalent? Yeah, so my understanding is all of the characters, with the exception of Eos, the administrators, so that would be Olivia and oh my god, Olivia needs to be in this game ASAP, ASAP. But yeah, with the exception of the administrators from the sectors and Eos, every one of the characters in Project NeuroCloud should have a real world equivalent, because that they were all uploaded to PNC for the testing. They were like uploaded to the server for testing. So everybody, all the other characters should have real world equivalents. And then obviously I think there's a couple other exceptions, right? Like Darkstar Hubble technically I don't think exists. But I don't know how they would approach stuff like that. Like I said, you could easily, so for those of you who did the new event, right? Once again, cover your ears if you don't want spoilers, but the like Infernal Soul and like Soul dichotomy, right? Like it's, I know what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to do like altars from Fate Grand Order, which was fine because the way they explained it in the story worked really well, right? I usually don't like when they do like alternate characters that are supposed to be the same character, right? Because it just turns into like this weird like time paradox of like how can the person be in two places at once, and how can, you know, but whatever. They did a really good job of explaining like how technically these two characters are the same character, but they're not the same character, right? And I would actually be really interested to see how they do that for, like I said, characters like Eos, and like, because you could easily write characters that technically don't have real world equivalents, like don't have real world doll bodies, how you write them into the story. Because you could, right? Like all you gotta, it's not even that hard, right? You just be like, yo, you know, we thought this AI program was so amazing, we decided to upload it into a T-Doll. Done. So they could easily do it. I'd love to see it. I'm really excited to see what happens with that collaboration, because I feel like Project NeuroCloud does not nearly get the attention that it deserves. It's less of a paradox for characters that can be copied. Yeah, it is and it isn't though, because it's like you have like these weird. The one thing there I'm really interested to see how they do for like the collaboration is like, so for example, think of like Diane and like Type 95. Technically, in the real world, Type 95 is enlisted in Griffin and Kruger at the time you go to Project NeuroCloud. So what you're experiencing in Project NeuroCloud is a previous upload of her personality. And that would imply that in the real world, none of that stuff has happened, right? All the stuff that happens in Project NeuroCloud, Diane will have no recollection of it. So the question is, are they gonna like upload those memories into the characters? Like when they like combine Project NeuroCloud into, like after the quote, like crisis is over, right? Do they like stick Type 95 in a diagnostic chamber and then just like hook her up to Project NeuroCloud, and then she just like quote suddenly remembers or experiences all the stuff she went through inside Project NeuroCloud, right? Like it starts to get weird like that, and I'm really interested to see how they approach that. This was something I wanted to do before we end the stream though. For those of you who don't know how to, I've been seeing a lot of questions about this for a lot. Let's see, just Prosper. Yeah, we'll just do the basic one. Yeah, we'll do the basic one. So people who are like kind of wondering how to min-max. So I'm just going to assume somebody in your group has a segment 6 Klukai. If they don't, you can kind of ignore this part. But I'm going to show you guys how to min-max this real quick. If you do this correctly, it's like almost impossible not to score like 3,000, 3,500 points. So you have a couple different options you can either do. All you need to do is trigger... I can't look at her abilities, can I? All right, we're going to back out for a second. All you want to do... This will be applicable for every Gunsmoke going forward, by the way. It's not just for this one. That's why I'm covering it. All you want to do is trigger this a bunch of times. On a segment 6 Klukai, you need to trigger it 3 times, so a total of, quote, 9 confectants she needs to gain to give her ultimate off cooldown every single turn. And all you want to do is spam her ult the entire time. So you have 2 options. Right now on our servers, there's like 2 easy options. One is literally bring Pretia. She does every single... She's literally an all-in-one. She, even at segment 0, with no fancy anything, she's going to do 6 follow-up attacks, right? Can trigger 6 times. She'll do 6 follow-up attacks, which will give Klukai a Confectance. And then one of her other 2 corrosion attacks, which she'll also get this ult every single turn if she's doing 6 follow-ups, because she gets Confectance as well. The other option is Chongju. It has to be segment 3, though, because you need to be able to do the overburn so that you can combo with Sharkery. So you can do the Sharkery Chongju combo, which will give you 6 support attacks, and then you'll just need like one other one from somewhere else. I said 9, but I forgot to mention that when Klukai is doing her motorcycle, that counts as a hit each, so you actually really, in reality, only need 7. But I'll just show you real quick. Because it's I said, I'm not going to show anybody on like my list and stuff, but I know people are just not doing this correctly. It's really straightforward. Boom. Click that. We're just going to take literally Pretia. I'm not going to submit this score, so I'll just do that, and I don't know. Actually, yeah, whatever. And then you can do someone who does corrosion attacks instead, but we don't really have any good options. Like, Nemesis will do 1 support attack, and then also her ult can be corrosion, so technically she could contribute 2, but whatever, we'll take it. But it's really straightforward. You could also min-max a little harder, which I won't go into too much. Like, you can do a no... You can... Okay, so if you... I guess I will go into it. If you have Pretia, and you give her the Magellan, you can have her stand here, and she can soak... You can do a no support, like you don't need Sumi, you don't need a healer. You can literally just have her stand here the whole time, which we will do. And she will, this will heal her 10% every single turn, as long as she just never moves from this spot. And anytime the boss is going to do his targeted Sword of Damocles, you just need to make sure there's nobody standing in the front 3 tiles, and she'll be targeted with it. And then you can go back to anyone stands wherever you want. And then she'll soak that attack. She'll probably be at 100% health because she'll be regenning every single turn, and you'll get almost the full amount of damage reduction from it. So, but before that, let's just, I don't know, do this. We're just gonna see through this because I just want to show you how you set or how you order your attacks so that you can ult every single turn with 416. We'll just do this. I'm gonna min-max the score a little higher for my platoon later, but so this, from the second you hit the ult, you need to do 7 more support attacks, right? Each one of Klukai's motorbikes will count as 1. Oh, sorry. All right, let me start over again. So you need 9 total to put this on a 0-turn cooldown. Each one of the motorcycle attacks will do 1, so that means you need 7 more. As you're going to see, Pretia is going to proc 3 different attacks every single time Klukai is the motorcycle. So all you need is 1 more attack after that. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, and then this will be the 9th one. These are not. You have to do a corrosion attack, right? Because it's either support attacks from the key here, strong support, or corrosion attacks. So when Pritia's doing the last final attack to get her, it's actually off cooldown right now. But if you that was because I had some other support attacks in here. But you can either do this one or this one. But you're gonna have this alt up every single turn because you'll see we do it. We dump our alt. Next turn, when Kukai does her motorcycle again, she's going to get all 6 back, so she can literally just alt every turn. Pritia can cleanse the boss for 15% damage buff. You're right, she can cleanse the boss, but I'm not sure what do you mean by 15% damage buff. I mean, this edifice here is a ton of stacks of defense, which, I mean, are you saying that this averages out to 15%? That's another thing I forgot to mention. Somewhere in your team building, you probably want someone who can cleanse debuffs, so like a Chongju or even a Vepley. But yeah, so anyway, we just rinse and repeat this process literally every turn, right? So you do. I know I'm doing this out of order, but whatever. Defiance? You're saying when Defiance is cleansed? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Are you thinking of this boss? Or are you thinking of the other one? Am I crazy? Are you crazy? Guilty, tenacity, edifice. This one doesn't. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing. It gives him 3 stacks of, like, see, now that it's down to 2, you see his defense went down from 10,000 to 8,000, right? All right, woman, I gotta finish up Kukai's attacks, and then I'll do it. Am I about to learn something new here? I mean, I was doing this the whole time anyway, so I was inadvertently doing this with a different, not Pritia, I was cleansing with either Chongju or Diane. I am looking for it. I'm looking for it. It's a buff on my units. Is this what you're talking about? The siege buff? I didn't know that was that. I didn't know that came from cleansing edifice though. Oh yeah, I see. Duh. All enemy units gain siege. Okay. Yes. All right. Okay. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you definitely want someone who can cleanse, but yeah, I kind of knew that. I wasn't sure. Like I said, there's so many buffs on these bosses, right? Like it's hard to keep track of them all. But yeah, if you bring somebody who can, because you want to get rid of that. You want to get rid of that buff anyway, because you know, when he has 10,000 defense, like that's gonna really cut back on your damage. So, but anyway, you just do that, right? You see her alt's already off cooldown again, because we just used fixed erosion. Even if you would have used the alt, it would have been the same thing. But anyway, if you just rinse and repeat this, which I guess we can continue to do. I'm just gonna speed forward, and I'm not even gonna try, and I bet you we'll hit like 3,000 points. I'm not gonna submit the score. I'll end before we get to the last turn, but I just keep seeing, like, for example, my platoon has someone with a segment 6 Kukai, right, which we're using, and I still see people somehow getting like less than 3,000 points. And like, even if this Pritia had no gear and she was just literally like a level 1 character, well, you wouldn't want that because she'd probably get killed by the AoEs. But even if she didn't, can I just chip away? Oh, whatever. Said we're not going to rocket science this too much. I'm actually curious if I can even score less than I think I'm going to. Yeah, you just literally always have 416 go before pre-tat and you'll never have a problem. Yeah, my segment 0 count is reaching 3,000. Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't even use my own Kukai for this. I just borrow this. I just borrow my teammates the whole time. So right. See, it's actually triggered. I wonder why that is. That mathematically doesn't add up unless I'm not paying attention. And Xiaomi is doing a attack in there. Not sure. Yeah, this boss, I really wish that they would work on this. The number of times I've had to, I don't know if argue is the correct word. Let's do that. Said I kind of want to do this out of order on purpose. Let's do that. This is a burst phase right now, right? He just took the debuff from the Sword of Damocles, right? He should have Guilty 2 on him. Yeah, so right now I would actually want to be going real hard, but we're going to pretend I'm stupid. Oh no, how do I play this game? I press the alt button. Yeah, but Xiaomi and Nemesis are doing their alts, or doing their support attacks before Kukai zooms, so that shouldn't count, right? Because it's already off cooldown. I don't know. Like I said, math doesn't add up, but it works. Like I said, it doesn't really matter because even then, like I said, you still have Pritya to do the final attack with her ult to get the last stack. All right, we'll do it. We'll do it correctly this time. We'll cleanse the. Let's. And there is a little bit of wiggle room too. Like, I'm see if I can do it this turn. But like, let's say you mess this up somehow and you don't get the ult off cooldown immediately. Like, you just go through the rest of the next turn until the ult comes off cooldown, like somewhere mid-turn. I really wish they would change how Gunsmoke Frontline works. Like, this is like real thrilling content. I know. I'm like falling asleep doing it. Like, it's cool to min-max the damage output and the numbers and stuff, but like this is almost like a spreadsheet simulator. Oh no, I need to put the shield up right away. Oh no, what's this edifice buff? Oh no, I should probably cleanse it off him. Oh well. So this is like worst case scenario if you just literally didn't do any of the mechanics right. Well, I guess I'm doing one of the mechanics right. I'm standing in the cross formation. Yeah, it's like we're gonna hit like 3,500 by next turn. Is it on cooldown? No, see, it's, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why we're getting. We should need 7, but I don't know what's. So maybe those extra support attacks from Nemesis and Xiaomi are somehow getting counted. I'm sure I'll rewatch this stream later and I'll be like, oh yeah, dummy, it's right there. That's the reason. There we go. I won't finish this turn because, like I said, I can do better. I know I can do better. Believe in me. But I just wanted to prove to people that, like, with mediocre to no gear, as long as someone on your friends list has a cracked segment 6, this is how you use it. So you can be the champion that your platoon needs. Yeah, so we're at 4,000 already, and we have the rest of the team to still take their final turn. And the dot will tick one more time, and I'm pretty sure it's capped out, like, by a lot. Yeah, 15 stacks, yeah. So we would probably end around 4,300. And there you go. That's how you do Gunsmoke Frontline from here until I don't know, probably Springfield comes out and someone starts segment 16 Springfield. Whew. Would you guys believe it? We went through 90 minutes of fun. That fast. Well, I think we're gonna wind it down there for tonight. Next week we got, I think next week we're gonna do the challenge modes. We'll probably do I'm trying to think. So next week will be April 5th. This stuff won't be open. Challenge modes will be all open, I think, at least for part 1 here. This one should all be open. Will these be open? Can we do these blind? Yeah, okay, these will all be open. Maybe we'll do some of these blind. I promise you I won't peek. And yeah, we'll just have a lot of fun. So thank you all for coming out and just, sit here and chit-chatting about Project Neural Cloud with me. Thanks for, helping me retain my sanity and not talk to myself for an hour. But, until next week, I will post that. And you all have a wonderful weekend. Say goodbye, 416. Okay, by pointing your gun at them, that's fine.